Hello and welcome to the University of Law. In today's video I am going to be unboxing and reviewing Doctor Who Dominant Species, which is a fourth Doctor release. So yeah, let's get it unboxed and then I can start my review. So this is volume 3 of the 13th, I can just get this off, of the 13th series of fourth Doctor adventures. And it just seems so strange that we're here we go, at season 13 already. I remember I pre-ordered these all the way back in 2020. It was during lockdown. They had a virtual big finish day, and I remember very distinctly they announced this and the fact that we had Harry Sullivan coming back. And actually we've had more Harry and Naomi before then, even though this was the first to be announced and the first chronologically. Since then we've had them in the unit stuff, we've had obviously Harry in other releases as well. But yeah, that's the first time I think they announced that they've recast Harry Sullivan, and he's one of my favourite classic companions, so I was really pleased about that. But yeah, they announced this, and obviously back then they used to have pre-orders for Fourth Doctor stuff quite a way in advance. That's what they did with this release. I think since then they've started doing it. They didn't release any pre-orders for anything past this release until this year, when they finally announced pre-orders for next year, it was handy because I couldn't do the full classic bundle the last few years because I'd had this on the pre-order since 2020, so it was nice to be able to just do 1 year ahead, although from what I've heard they have recorded in advance for a few years with the wonderful Tom Baker. So I'm hoping maybe we get some Sarah Jane stuff at some point. So here we go, Dominant Species it's called, 13.3, and you'll see from the front cover, of course, we've got Harry Sullivan is in the Dominator's outfit, really well done actually. And yeah, this isn't just a gimmick, there is a moment, there may be spoilers in this review, there is a moment in the play where he does wear the costume and have to be a Dominator. It's very, very funny. It's done in a perfect Harry way. Obviously Christina plays the part wonderfully. But yeah, we've got the Quarks back, of course. I think is it their first time audio? I think so. We've done the Crotons, I'm not sure about the Quarks. I don't think we have. So let's just get that open. So let's start. So it's a 3-disc set as always, and it comprises I'm trying to think. I think it's two stories. I think the first one, I'm sure that was just a 2-parter. Yeah, this is just a 2-parter, The Face in the Storm. So let's just take the disc out quickly and have a look. So we've got the classic 70s logo and font there on the cover. If you want to reverse them over, you're welcome to. Yeah, I really love this story, The Face in the Storm. It reminded me of some of the early adventures where they kind of had Ben meet members of his family. It was very reminiscent of that. So there's kind of a Back to the Future. I mean, it's a solid story in its own right, but it's a great story for Naomi and her background and her family history, really. And it was a really fun story. And it did have Stranded vibes to it. I think there's an episode there where they met their ancestors and kind of expectations being subverted around their past and things about the topic becoming clearer because of the people that they knew as older individuals, seeing them as younger individuals and finding out, the twists in their own family story that they didn't know. So it's a really lovely story. I'm into family history, and it was a really fun story and great to have Naomi's character focused on for a 2-part story. So it was a nice 2-parter, and it was a great story, but a really nice character piece as well. We've then got the booklet inside with the cast list and some photographs inside, and yeah, production and synopsis there. And then just to finish off my review, we also have on discs 2 and 3, 2 episodes on each, Dominant Species by John Dorney. Obviously, here's a quick review of some season 12 and 13 sets. Obviously, having someone like John Dorney who knows the show and its canon very well was great. It was, I wouldn't necessarily call it a sequel to the Dominators, but then Doctor Who's very good at not doing strict sequels, Doctor Who doesn't just kind of take the characters and kind of do a follow-up from the previous story, which you have to have seen. Doctor Who tends to get a monster and then do something completely new and different in an entirely new and original adventure, and that's what this is. It's a new and original adventure for the Dominators, and it uses all of the characters in it really well, all of the quarks, etc. After the Dominators, it's one of those stories where I have seen it multiple times, but only when I've been doing a marathon. It's not a story that I tend to revisit by choice unless I'm kind of watching all of Doctor Who. I don't hate the story by any means, but it just doesn't grab me in the same way that perhaps the Mind Robber and the Invasion do, or the War Games really grabs me. But it just doesn't grab me, so I don't tend to watch it. So I'm not as well versed on the Dominators or the Crotons. That one doesn't necessarily grab me as well. I don't dislike either of them. I love Doctor Who, but I'm not as familiar with those as I might be with other returning monsters. But I still kind of got where they were going. I knew enough about the story that I kind of knew that it was really written true to the characters. And as I said, that bit with Harry Sullivan was a really funny, wonderful scene. But did you pick this up? What do you think? And what are your hopes for season 14? And also for the future of Harry and Naomi, who have obviously since then travelled with the 7th Doctor. But what else might be in store for them? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I look forward to speaking to you soon.